I'm thinning out my carrots today, pulling out some of these groupings of carrots and planting them just one by one here in the garden. About 16 years ago, when I was newly married, within a year of being married, I was watching a video about that was talking about when your body gets the blues, and it was describing like low-level depression symptoms like lethargy, weight gain, things like that. And it was the first time I'd ever heard anything like that described. And two things happened as a result of watching that video. One was that I realized that I was currently in a state of the blues. This was probably like 2003 or 2004, and so there wasn't a lot of super open conversation about depression at that time, so it may have been depression, but they were just calling it the body blues. The second thing I realized was that I had been depressed while in college in the early 90s and like 92, and in fact it played a pretty big part in me dropping out of college. I wouldn't say it's the only reason I did, but it was pretty up there. And what was going on with me at that time in the spring of, so it must have been the spring of 92, is that I was having a hard time getting out of bed. I was unmotivated, and I was unable to get my work done, my schoolwork. And I was on the verge of failing a class. And I remember my best friend in the dorm there, which she's still one of my closest friends today, so many years later. But I remember she had to like drag me out of bed. She was dragging me out of bed to go enjoy the Folklife Festival, which is a Memorial Day weekend music and arts festival here in Seattle. And she was trying to get me up and out the door to just go have fun and enjoy myself. And I just remember feeling pinned to my bed and unable to get up. I ended up going, but it was really hard. Just a weird kind of day. And so 30-year-old me, when I was realizing that this had happened to, 21-year-old me, it was pretty eye-opening. Pretty eye-opening that something that significant had happened, and that no one in my sphere of influence knew or understood or called it out. My poor friends probably didn't get it. My professors didn't get it. Like, there was no discussion at all about it, at least not that I remember. I just remember feeling hopeless and paralyzed. And so ever since then, ever since I discovered that, I have been aware of these periods of time in my life when I go through this sort of bluesy kind of phases. I know I went through another period like this in 2005. Was postpartum related, probably. When I had Thomas, I went through a lengthy period of depression. My stepfather, who raised me, also died right before Thomas was born, so I was grieving, you know, and had a new baby, and was adjusting to 2 kids. So that was another significant time that I remember having some lethargy and depression of that nature. I don't feel like I struggle with depression ongoing, you know, or severely. I don't really understand it. I've come to recognize when it comes and goes, and I do a lot of self-care. All this to say is that this last 6 months, I feel like I went through a phase like this where I was paralyzed, I was having a hard time, and you know, a lot of it might have been circumstantial, you know, because I at that time had been unemployed for 5 months or so. So in the spirit of sharing hard things, which has kind of been a theme of mine in like writing and blogging and videos and Instagram and things like that, I picked up the camera and I recorded a sort of a video diary for about 3 years, I picked up the camera and recorded a video diary for about 3 days. And I just sort of recorded how I was feeling and what was going on. And maybe you relate to it, maybe you don't. A friend of mine named Sarah has described depression and anxiety as unwanted house guests. And for me, the unwanted house guests, they do come and go. And it's sometimes hard for me to do the things that I need to do to kick them out of my house, but I really do appreciate that analogy. So here is a rambling spiral of 3 days in a funk. I tried leaving the house today, and I couldn't make it happen. I actually canceled an appointment. I canceled an appointment I had downtown because I just couldn't, just didn't like the idea of, I just couldn't go. I can't leave the house, and I don't know what it is. I don't even know why I'm recording this, because I have no idea what to say. I have to go do an assignment for school where I observe something happening somewhere. It's not the point, but I have been putting it off because I don't want to leave the house. I do leave the house. I drive everybody into work and school in the morning. But if I don't go do something then, it's really hard for me. It's really hard for me to leave the house later. Like, I can't even, I'm like trying to muster up the energy and the will to take Sid for a walk. Is that depression? Agoraphobia? I mean, I've showered. I took a shower. I know it doesn't look like it. This is not looking. I have my hair up because I was cleaning. I don't know why I'm recording this. other than to say, I can't seem to leave my house. And that doesn't seem normal. I just don't have anywhere to be. I think it's getting to me. I've been trying to schedule lunch dates with people, so I have somewhere to be in the middle of a day, hopefully to meet somebody fun. When I do that, it divides my day, and it actually divides my day really nicely because I have focus time at home, I get some things done. I'm usually more tasky feeling in the morning, and then after my lunch date, I'll go hang out at a cafe or a bar or something, somewhere with Wi-Fi, and then do some writing. I failed on that today. I didn't have anywhere to be. When I'm home a lot, never mind my fingernail polish, but do you see these sores here along the edge here? When I'm bored, I sit there and I pick at this. Here, got one here, a little bit. This one was from this morning. Oh, here was a bad one the other day, but it's healing now, but it came all the way up around this way. I never had this problem when I was working because I was too busy to sit and pick at my fingers all day. Now it's like I've got nothing better to do than sit and pick at my stupid fingers. It's driving me insane. I mean, I have lots I could be doing. I have so many things I could be doing right now. It's driving me insane that I think I don't have anything better to do than pick at my fingers. This is not a lack of things to do. This is some weird mental block or something. I can't even put my finger on it. I'm rambling. Again, I have no idea why I'm recording this. This has no point. I have a whole list of things I could be doing, but I sit and pick my fingers and don't leave the house. I've got issues. Please excuse the unflattering view. I'm taking a walk in public and I'm trying to make it look like I'm talking on the phone and not recording myself on a video like an idiot. Yesterday I had a hard time leaving the house. I was feeling almost like I was being pinned down inside my mind and my body. As it turns out, I am at a conference today. So I went from total depression and isolation to tossing me into a room of 1,000 people. Getting to and from the individual meeting spaces, it's like this sensory overload of cramming and bumping, small talk. And then on top of that, the 2 sessions that I went to this morning were workshops, not presentations. I had to sit around a table with 8 other people doing an interactive workshop. It was all good. Nothing was bad about it. It's what, 3:15? I'm gonna jaywalk now. Brian made the suggestion that I go introduce myself to somebody twice. He's suggested that in the last hour, and I keep saying no. And he suggested it again, that I go say hi to somebody, which I appreciate. He's trying to introduce me and help me network, but I about burst into tears. Actually, I did burst into tears. Silent, agonizing tears. And I said, I can't. I'm overwhelmed, and I'm going for a walk. So my hair is over my face, hiding the redness of my eyes, and taking a little walk outside. And it is working, though. I do feel better. Oh shoot, the wind is blowing the hair away from my face. Now it can be seen. This is terrifying. Hi, it's me again, your friendly neighborhood weirdo. Today is day 2 of the conference, and I'm feeling a ton better today. Maybe you can even tell just by like the tone of my voice. But I feel so much better today. This morning was the career fair, and so there was a bunch of employers with booths set up all around the whole area, and I totally killed it. I just walked up, I asked if people were hiring in Seattle, I would talk about how I'm a project manager, blah, blah, blah. And no weird feelings, no imposter syndrome, no fraudy feelings. I just killed it. And I think what I have realized a little bit about that is that I hate making small talk and doing general networking because I hate making small talk. But if I have a mission and a goal and a purpose and I'm going to talk to somebody about something specific, I can totally handle that. So I don't know if that's just me or maybe other people are like that. But that's what I noticed through this experience. Because I just spent all day in a workshop class interacting with people, and I am now heading back to a 1,000+ attended conference, and I have no fears or insecurity or weird feelings that I've been having over the last few days. So I don't know what it all means, but today is better, and that's all that matters to me right now. I'm here at the balls. Bezos balls.